Hey, thank you so much for joining me again today. Another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, I got us an email here. We're going to jump right on in. Now, let me see here. Now, this is a decent length. Oh, now, don't forget on TonyGastinsAcademy.com. It's the course up there for pre-order. Only one more week. You'll see it on there. YouTube for beginners. And then the life coach certification, it's half off. You don't need a coupon code. That's the half off price. But that's going up soon, so don't say I didn't tell you. Hey Tony, I really need some advice. I'm dealing with a guy, my two kids' father, for 5 years, and we have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old together, both boys. Well, to sum this up, he don't help with the kids. He always running the streets and breaks his neck for friends, his mom or family. Don't even acknowledge the kids. Him and I have together. He is 27. Anytime I say something to him about helping with them, like helping them sometimes so I can have a little time to myself, he gets upset and tell me all I'm trying to do is roam the streets. And he be a HOE with my friends. And be a HOE with my friends. And I'm an ungrateful BIT and that is not a such thing as a break when you a mother. I have them 24/9 by myself. I can never do anything. Me and him stay into it. He a big liar. I found out last year he had been staying with a female within 5 minutes from my house for 3 years, and they supposedly been together for 6 years when I started back talking to him in 2016. He never mentioned, nah, this sister here ain't seen a period in her life. Nah, so y'all forgive me. I'm reading this now. Well, when I tell you this sister ain't put a period yet, so this obviously was, she probably doing talk to text. The sister ain't seen no period in her life. So y'all, bear with me. I'm trying to read this and, put it together. She was in a rush when she wrote it. She was in a rush. The kid was hollering. She was trying to get back to them kids, but she needed to shoot this off to me real quick. So y'all bear with us on here. We got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old we taking care of in this here. All right. I have them 24/9 by myself. I can never do anything. Me and him stay into it. He a big liar. I found out last year he had been staying with a female within 5 minutes from my house for 3 years, and they supposedly been together for 6 years when I started back talking to him in 2016. He never mentioned anything about the female. He was always over my house eating and parlaying. I've had multiple pregnancies that I aborted by him, but decided to actually have the 2 boys by him. My mom tried to warn me about him. I went against her and my whole family because I actually loved him. So last June, when I went to put him on CS, child support, I found out he had been staying with a female and that she recently lost her baby a month before everything hit the fan between all of us. So of course I found out my kids were a secret the whole time and that his mom knew all along what was going on. I was under the impression he was staying with his mom. I never had a reason to go to his mom's house because he always at my house. We was always OTP on the phone while he was at work. When he got off, he would come over here to see the kids and we would have chill and chill. So even after the situation hit the fan, the girl put him out, and him and I started back talking a few months later. I forgave him for what he did and tried to move on, but it's like so many things slash secrets comes out about stuff that he been doing. Everything he say is a lie. It's like I know this and still be second guessing what it really is. He recently lied to me last month like he had to work. Same thing he used to do when he was living his double life that I knew nothing about. When I asked him to get the kids, I called his job to verify if he was at work that day, and his manager said no. Before I even bust his bubble about him not being at work that day, he sat right on the FaceTime with me and lied. So after he continued to carry on with the lie, I finally bust his bubble. I haven't talked to him since then. I got my number changed. He all on social media flexing, but don't do anything for these kids, but have time for everything else, and have the nerve to post his oldest little boy on his Instagram, but haven't posted not one picture of the kids we have together. Anytime I call myself leaving him alone, he blows me up. I leave him on red, and then he will go buy me some type of gift and comes with he want to see his kids just to get back in good with me. And I end up giving in to the I miss you and love you messages. Even after all this stuff he did, I still love him. What should I do? I constantly think about him every day. P.S. This is not everything. Just try to sum it up. Please, Tony, I need your advice. Okay, now to sum it up, you know, we'll put a SUM on there, but to talk to text, it ain't hear what you were saying. So it put SOME both times. But now, hold on right quick. I need to see something because I'm trying to see if they give me some money for this. What's the longest email with no periods in Guinness? I spell Guinness Book of Records. I'm trying to find. I probably Googled it wrong. So I was trying to find out what's the longest email in the Guinness Book of Records. This man got a long email address with 345 characters in length. Now he know he wrong for that. Yeah, now when I tell y'all something, this little thing use a single period other than on the PS now, got the capital P, period, capital S, period. Now, so you could have thrown a couple more periods in there. So I just read with her. You know, we rolled on through there. And yeah, I ain't graduated college, but hey, you see what I'm saying? All that right there, they be trying to tell y'all, oh, you need this, and this to earn a living. No, I'm here. Now, see, on emails like this right here, I just feel bad. It's like I just don't even really know what to say to y'all on this kind of stuff because it's nothing really that I could say. Because if you on here and you watching my videos and you still going through this, then that just means you want to go through this. You know, this reminds me of my sister. It's like, ain't nobody, you don't want no help. You don't want no help because you got more sense than this. And so the thing is, you know, as you've heard before, you just don't love yourself. And in order to love yourself, what you have to do, and when it comes down to loving yourself, because people say, well, how do you do that? What does that mean? What you need to literally sit down and do is you need to sit down and you need to write out how you want a man to treat you. Write out how you want a man to treat you. And then what you need to do is write out how you want your relationship to function. So when you write out how you want a man to treat you, are you going to write, I want him to get me pregnant and leave me? Are you going to write, I want him to get me pregnant and not help with his children? Are you going to write out, I want him to leave me and go live with another woman, sleeping with her, trying to get her pregnant? Are you going to write that out on how you want a man to treat you? Most likely not. And then, how do you want your relationship to function? So, see, I got to make this plain because this ain't, everybody don't know this right here. So I could tell that you just don't know what self-love is. what a healthy relationship is. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Something that she said is she went against her mama and her whole family. Let me tell y'all, don't ever in your life do that. Don't ever in your life do that, because you got to ask yourself, what does your family have against you? Is your family just so miserable that they want to see you miserable? No. If your family telling you this person ain't good for you, listen to your family. Listen to your family, because your family matters, and they see what you cannot see, and they love you, and they there for you, and they in your life whether this person gonna be there or not. So listen to your family when they tell you that this person is not good for you. Now, yeah, you have to read between the lines. So, if your family want to throw somebody under the bus, and it's because now you spending so much time with them and you got money and you spending your money with them, and now you no longer giving your family all your money, so now they saying this person ain't good for you, but the person you with is actually treating you amazing and loving you and faithful to you, then now you know your family lying to you. But see, when you take and you in a situation like this here, and your family saying this man ain't no good for you, but then he calling you HOE, he calling you ungrateful B, he cheating on you, he mistreating you, he doing you all that, then your family not lying to you. So listen, and I could tell you come from a situation that was rough, could have been a single mom, could have been the projects, could have been the hood, could have been just not a lot of parental, because you sleeping around with this man and then going and getting abortions and not really considering the effects of abortion, the long-term effects and the things it could be doing to your body, and how it's changing your body. And, just thinking about, and the way you just kind of roll that off the tongue, like it's just, popping a pimple on your face. The way them abortion just was normalized, and you said several. You said I've had multiple pregnancies that I aborted by him. And that's just sad, sis. That's sad. That's a sad way to live. You got to fall on your knees and cry out to God, ask for forgiveness, because that right there is you can't move like that. I'm gonna tell every woman and every man on here, like, that's selfish of us as adults, to just play with life like that. You can't play with life like that. That's murder. That's murder. When it wasn't taken from you, when you laid on your back and you gave it up, listen, as adults, your life is always going to be miserable if you want to do the action but not have the consequences. Life will always be miserable. When you try to, avoid the consequences of your actions, your life will always be miserable. This really, what he doing to you is, it just really, honestly, oh, that's my lawn guy. What he doing to you, really, honestly, is it's really just life paying you back. It's really just the circle of life. It's like when you have it in you to sleep with a man unprotected, get pregnant multiple times, and then go, abort the mission just because you feel like it ain't the right time, you don't want to do it, he ain't where you want him to be, and you think he this and that, and then you decided to have two by him, and then your mama tried to warn you against, look, mama done been here, she done been with dogs, she done seen grown boys, mama know about that. So that what she was trying to tell you, like, listen. And so basically what you getting right now is what you deserve. You getting what you deserve until you learn the lesson. You got to learn the lesson that you have to be a responsible adult, that you got to change your life. You got to change the way you think, change the way you behave, change the way you move. This right here sound like you do drops. The way this email is written sound like you do drops. And that you do credit card scamming. This right here, For somebody to go get multiple of those at the clinic, that sound like you do scam. That you do fraud. And when I say do drops, if ain't none of y'all from nowhere near Tampa, drop city, capital, SBA loan scamming, PPP loan scamming. This right here sound like you got you all kind of PP loan, all kind of SBA small business loan. You and him, y'all was just, and that's how, and that's what let me know he getting all the SBA loans, cause you said he all on social media flexing. A man who can't take care of his kids should not be on social media flexing unless the only way he flexing from the situation where y'all come from. Cause I know this right here is not. I done been in suburbia, okay? I done been in the upper echelon communities, you know. All this right here ain't going on. This going on in the bottom where we come from because they don't give us education. They don't give us education. We don't learn about the body, anatomy class, biology class, learning about the body, learning about, you know, how this stuff work, this unprotected, you know, all this bacteria, all them, you know, going to the clinic to take care of the situation like that. We don't have the education on what we doing to ourselves, to our body, and the risk that we putting ourselves at. Because we come from a place to where they don't care if you show up in school. You go to school, your mama think you at school, you skipping class, you leave school, you miss sex education class. So all the nasty pictures that they showed, and depending on what kind of school you went to, they probably ain't show you the picture because they want y'all. They don't care enough about y'all for y'all not to have STD. Won't you? Oh, let's let them just do whatever. We don't care nothing about them. And so this what you have to change your life. Now you grown. Now it's time for you to get the knowledge. Don't just be listening to the video, watching the videos, just looking me in the face, but not listening. You see what I'm saying? You have to listen and you have to make changes in your life. This man right here had to be cut off for life. Don't ever talk to him again. Only way he talk to you is through a letter in the mail. Let him talk to you through a letter in the mail from the courthouse where he has summons you to court because he want 50-50 custody. And then you represent yourself, or if you can't afford a lawyer, and y'all hash that out with the judge. And that's the way he talk with you. You can't let a man run in and out your life and just treat you like, you know, the scum of the earth, you know, slime on the bottom of the bucket, outside in the mud, and that's how he treating you. Like the gum under his shoe, like the lint between his toes. That's how he treating you. He treating you like the gas coming out his booty. That's how he treating you. And you sitting there talking about you love him. Love him where? Love him how? Love him for what? That's not love. That's self-hate. That's not love. That's self-hate. Everybody, you got to understand this right here. See, what y'all be calling love is really self-hate. You love somebody when they treat you right, when they respect you. No, you need a teddy bear. What you need for you and your kids is a little dog. Y'all need a puppy y'all could take care of. See, you yearning for something to love. Let me ask you, 2-year-old, 1-year-old, how much time you spend with your 2-year-old, 1-year-old watching cartoons together and you laughing with them without your phone, without texting your grown boy? How much time? How much time do you spend watching educational YouTube videos? How much time do you spend on ABC Mouse, abcmouse.com, with your 2-year-old, your 1-year-old, letting them watch them animals jump around and letting them hear them numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much time you spend doing that? See, that's where you need to be at. When your 2 off days, where you going socially distanced to let them kids get out there and run around in that park? Without and you chasing behind them and you playing and you got you a blanket and you got y'all some baby food and some apple juice, baby apple juice, and you got you know your milk in the cooler on the ice or what have you, and y'all out at the park. Y'all out at the park, you got a thing of bubbles and you blowing the bubbles and they just laughing. and they trying to hit the bubbles. That's what you need to be doing on your off days. But what you doing? They sitting at the house. The 2-year-old digging their finger in the boo boo of the 1-year-old, and you sitting over there in the corner. You don't want to come see your kid. You're so sorry. What you sorry? Don't eat that boo boo. Don't eat that boo. That's what y'all have going on at the house, and you so focused on this man. He got you sending emails with no periods, and the kids over there, the 2-year-old slapping the 1-year-old, the 1-year-old and grabbed the toe of the 2-year-old and about bit it off. And while you sitting over there texting that man, you hate your kid, you hate me, and I'm tired of you, and I hate you. And while you sitting there, you worried about him. And then when you blocked him on your phone and you weren't texting him, you sitting over there at the computer. You sitting over there at the computer, scrolling on Facebook. Oh, he gonna do the money telephone and ain't gave $1 over here. Get on. Let me see who like this. Oh my goodness, Shaniqua liking his picture. Let me go on her page and see if she got a picture with him, cause I don't like the way she put them hearts in them eyes. Let me see what she doing. So you sitting over there, you complete Blue's Clues. When you supposed to be watching Blue's Clues with your kids, you on Facebook playing Blue's Clues. Oh yeah, I got to read you now, cause you too grown for this. You was too grown for this. You got too much sense for this. You know where that clinic at. You know what that clinic at, and you know what they do at that clinic. So guess what? That let me know you got too much sense. You out here, you know what you doing, and you got to do better. You got to love yourself, because with what you doing and the tomfoolery that you in, your children will grow up ghetto. Your children will grow up ghetto. You will have a 5 and a 6-year-old at the school fussing and cussing, punching their classmates in the eye. Your kid will be at the school grabbing their water bottle and spraying all the water in their friend's face because they watched that on Basketball Wives. While you was texting, they sorry, no good daddy, and got Basketball Wives on VH1 on replay, and the kid just keeps seeing one of them throw wine in the face of the other one. So now they at the school, they cussing people out. They hear you cussing. So now their daddy calling you an ungrateful B. So now they at the school, the teacher getting on to them about their work. Why didn't you turn in your homework today? Huh? You an ungrateful B. You better be glad I came to school. That's how your kid's gonna be acting unless you get your act together. Forget that man. Okay, he done forgot you. He ain't worried about you. So why you worried about a man that's not worried about you? You got to love you. You got to love you. And then y'all be writing me. This y'all taking up my time. I could be sucking on me some toes right now. My wife don't work no job. My wife here at the house. I could be in the room sucking on me some toes. I'm on here trying to help y'all. And y'all talking about, I watch all your videos. Well, how that make me look as a coach? If you watch all my videos and this what the tomfoolery you in. And you know what? That's why I tell these men. When these men come to me for coaching, I say, listen, bro. I'm going to tell you like this right here. I done seen it all and I done heard it all. If you want that woman back, you could get her back. You could get her back. Just from what I be reading and what I hear, you're going to have to do everything right. You could get her back. This man done treated you like the ring around the toilet. And then he come back with one little gift from his fraudulent SBA loan. And then you holler by it. I end up giving into the I miss you and love you messages. You ain't giving into it. You already made a decision. You already made a decision long before he sent the message that he could have sent you ... And you would have been like, oh my goodness, that is so romantic. Oh wow. Period. Oh man. So that means I'm gonna miss 3 periods in a row because I'm pregnant with his 3rd child. Oh my goodness. He telling me he wants to get me pregnant. That's what he sent you. ... You had already made up your mind. But fortunately, he sent I miss you and love you. So that gave you an out like, oh, okay, yeah, he actually said that. And you going to believe it. He done been living with 9 different women. They done had to go to the clinic 3 times a piece. You know all about them. And then you going to believe I miss you and love you. He ain't gave you 50 cents for them kids. You got to chase them down. Every time you want to get out and have you some fun, so what you call it. Because listen, if you were going to church, if you was going to the park to run 3 miles and do yoga out there, Christian yoga, because I don't know all the Christian. Yoga spirit saw that. Christian's not supposed to be doing yoga. She doing Christian yoga, all right? If that's what you did for your hobby, ain't no way in the world he would have said you just want to roam the streets with your friends and be a HO. He wouldn't. That wouldn't even cross his mind because he would know you be sitting out there at the park like this. If that was the type of person you is. But with all of this here going on, let me know that you do want to be out there in them streets with your friends. Doing that right there. With your loose booty clothes on. Because of everything you got going on with here. And with the time. And with the mess you putting up. With him. I have together. He is 27. And y'all is just out here. What they say. Young, dumb, and fuller. That's how y'all out here living. Sister, listen. Turn your TV off. Cut your cable off. And all you need to do is watch these videos all day long. And you need to listen to what you're hearing. You hear me? Listen to what, don't just hear. Listen to what you're hearing. Cut this man all the way off. Don't ever talk to this man again other than through a court summons. And if he want to talk to them kids, let him go to court and get visitation. Because he done showed you his patterns. All he want to do is come in and out. And tell your mama, she old and she ain't got the time for him, she'll cuss him out. So you tell her, give her his number. And you tell her to text him, call me or text me when you need something with your kids. My daughter moving on with her life and unable to receive your text. Have her call him. Your mama can't do it if he a little crazy, which none of them he'll say he crazy. All this and he'll say you crazy for dealing with him. I ain't hear nothing about him putting hands on you, busting a window, kicking down your door. He just literally gallivanting. He walking in and out your life just as smooth and slow as he want to. This man ain't got to choke you. He ain't got to put no hands on you. He ain't got to threaten you. This man get to come and go as he please. Like a little dog with the little door with the little flap at the door. He just in and out. As he please. Just out here, just going around touching everything. Just on the leg of everything he get hold of. And then come right on back and eat up all your dog food and grocery, and then going right on back out there again. Getting what he could get. And then you let him come back to you and sleep with you. I mean, he come over and eat up all the grocery and sleep with you. And then he right on back by his business with them other women. Come on, sister. Listen. Everybody watching this video, listen to me. Write down what you want in a man. Write down what you want in a relationship. And decide today, make up your mind that you will not compromise any of that. Point blank, period. You will not compromise any of that. And that is self-love. And that's going to produce for you the type of love and the man that you need. Hey, this is Tony Gaston. God bless you. We'll talk soon.